Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And it's time for some piping hot star ratings from, look, at this point, Larson, we could be like a day, 2 days, 3 days, and we'd still be piping hot compared to those other guys who went to Hawaii and took 2 weeks for the Backlash star ratings.
Maybe they'll make up for it and they'll have their Saturday night's main event ratings up already.
Oh no. That's a good point.
And
We
then
gotta stay hungry, Larson.
We do. We can't get complacent.
Nope.
Let's kick things off with the first match, which was Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker defeating CM Punk and Sami Zayn. Steve, what did you give this match?
I thought the match was fine. It had a big angle, a couple of big moves, and big Bronson Reed joining the Dangerous Coalition, whatever they're going to call the thing. I gave this match 3.5 stars because I thought it was fine. It was entertaining. Wasn't overwhelming like, oh my God. And the angle was fine. So, yeah, I gave it 3.5 stars. It was kind of a big deal match.
Look at this. 1 out of 1. Contra's the line, Steve. 3.5 stars as well.
I love to see
this
it.
This would have been a perfectly good Raw main event.
Yeah. Right.
The most noteworthy thing to come out of this match is the return of Bronson Reed.
Sorry, go ahead.
Forming the injury service, Rollins, Braun, and Bronson.
That's right. I thought the most noteworthy thing out of this match was CM Punk channeling his inner Jeff Van Gundy, trying to make Paul Heyman the Alonzo Mourning in this situation, and then taking a nasty senton. The closing angle was good, but yeah, like you said, it was a fine Raw main event. I feel like this is a little bit of overview here. I feel like this was a really fun show where none of the matches really exceeded more than like 3.5 stars.
Yeah, this is my top-rated match of the whole show because I thought it was the best match of the show. But yeah, it was a perfectly enjoyable show, but the quality of the wrestling didn't necessarily stand out.
Yeah, right. That wasn't really the thing. I think the thing is people don't expect much from Saturday night's main event. They think it's going to be like a battle of the belt situation where like nothing really happens.
Yeah.
And stuff actually happened on this show, and I think that elevated it. And it had a really good crowd as well.
It did have a good crowd. Let's talk about the women's U.S. title match. You had Zelina Vega defending against Chelsea Green. This match lasted all of 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's very short. They weren't given a lot of time, and I didn't necessarily feel like they managed to find a good rhythm during the course of that 5 minutes and 10 seconds. The finish was great, with the code red off the second rope. Otherwise, the match was all right. I gave it 2 3/4 stars.
Yeah, I gave this 2 1/4. It sort of just was there. There was you can look at the good finish, but you can also look at the sloppy 619 that ended up apparently busting up Chelsea Green's nose. Mm-hmm. This one's better left forgotten. let's just move on from here.
All right, let's talk about this one then. John Felix Anthony Cena defeating Ron Cena, R-Truth, in 4 minutes and 25 seconds, Steve. What'd you give this one?
Again, you can't go like, I really appreciate the story beats and Ron Cena, R-Truth on social media did talk about the moment of hesitation as a significant beat. I mean, this is one thing that you and I talked a lot about on the podcast last night, which is available right now. And the idea that this is the first time during a match, I mean, it's the first match he's had since then, but this is the first time during a match where John Cena seemingly showed a little bit of hesitation, even if maybe it was a ruse. R-Truth he looked in his eyes. And what did he see? A little bit of doubt maybe in John Cena. That didn't rhyme.
It did for a second there.
I know, I was on the path there. I mean, it's hard to give this match 3 stars because like it didn't last very long. Give it 2 3/4.
I gave it 2. This is squarely match happened territory.
Yeah, there was a bit of a story beat there.
Yeah, there was, but in terms of the actual construction of the match itself,
yeah, I know,
pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
I didn't necessarily think. Regardless if Cena's moment of hesitation was an actual moment of hesitation or all a ruse, even if it pushed anything forward with John Cena's story, it's a small thing at this juncture. Because I felt like what we saw at the end of Backlash had more substance to it. And then I didn't feel like whatever they did, the purpose behind it necessarily built upon that to heighten whatever feelings they were trying to elicit at the end of Backlash. Anyways,
yeah, what
2
you
stars.
give this? What you gave us two? You know what? Two and a quarter. I'll give it 2 and a quarter.
2 and a
I'll
quarter.
give it a little bit more than you because I appreciate the story beat. I think a little bit more than you did. But you're right. What can you do with this? You know, good point.
Let's talk about the cage match.
Oh wow,
Damian Priest
defeating
Drew McIntyre via concerto and this ambulating out of the cage through the doors. Who goes first? I do. You know, as far as cage matches goes, this was fine. You know, there's a lot of throwing people on the chain link fence. Just as you know, I've been thrown to a chain link fence before. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. Does it really hurt? No. Yes, Steve.
When the hell did that happen?
I was just making sure you were paying attention. It's never happened before.
Well, no, I got my cat meowing over there, and then this guy claims that he's been in a vicious steel cage match.
No, I never said I was in a steel cage.
And he no-sold it.
I never said I was in a cage match. I said I was thrown to chain link fence before.
Like out on the baseball diamond or something?
No, it never happened. I was seeing if you were paying attention.
So you're saying you lied to me?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 3 and a quarter stars. This match was fine, but the drama of the end, which I think they wanted to have wanted to really be there, kind of wasn't. It's kind of anticlimactic finish. Jesse Ventura was complaining endlessly about how Priest just walked out the door.
Yeah,
it was fine enough, but nothing great.
Upon reflection, you know, man, I love Jesse. I really do. I think maybe just save him for like the interstitials, like the setups and stuff. I don't know about him on commentary, man. Like this dude, he didn't know anything going in.
No,
he just goes on these tangents. And on one hand, I guess you can appreciate the chaos to a degree. But on the other hand, sometimes it sort of takes away. Let me ask you something about that finish, man.
Sure.
What if they did this? What if they had, for this one match only, they had an orchestral pit where the big dramatic moment of Damian Priest sauntering out of the cage was punctuated.
Yeah.
Was amplified by a really dramatic, you know, orchestral, like a quartet, perhaps even would be nice. You know, maybe that would help. But it wasn't there. So what did you give this one?
3 and a quarter.
3 and a quarter. That's where I was going to. 3 and a quarter. So Kotra's aligned on this one. The meat of the steel cage. You know, we could do. The thing is, these days, dude, when somebody says, let's take it to a steel cage, do you get any sense of, like, doom that
Absolutely
it's supposed
not.
to evoke? No, because you know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They're going to ambulate around.
They're going to throw each other into the cage.
Damian Priest did hit a Claymore that the commentary completely knows.
Completely no-sold it. It was a solid Claymore. I was looking through the stills of that match, you know, to put
Perfect
this episode
form.
together.
Huh.
And it's a great-looking Claymore.
Perfect form, yeah.
Yeah, commentary completely no-sold that. All right, main event time. Main event, Jey Uso defeated Logan Paul to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Steve, what'd you give this one?
I gave this 3 stars. Not a lot going on here. There was a good angle there at the end there with Cody coming back, doing his little skiffle run, his little short step run, coming down. He sort of moves sideways a little bit. It's really funny. It's like he runs in stealth.
Yeah.
In any event.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's 3 stars. Like, I don't really care about Logan, and I know that hey, you guys can complain. Oh, Logan's great. That's fine. You can complain about my star rating being biased because I don't like Logan Paul. Hey, full disclosure, I'm biased because I don't want to see him on my television screen, and that's fine. Gave it 3 stars.
I don't want to see Logan on my television screen in at least recent sample size. He's not really that good of a wrestler. He can do athletic things, but in terms of putting together a match and telling it a story without someone having to lead him along, he's not good.
Yeah,
he was talking to Jay all match long.
Yeah.
Probably getting reminders. Where is he supposed to be? What is he supposed to do next? If Logan has a lot of time to work out his matches and they lean towards the highly athletic stuff, seemingly he can put on entertaining matches. Match against AJ, stinker. This match, no better than 3 stars is what I gave it as well. Jey Uso carried Logan Paul to a 3-star match here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I understand that point of view. I do. I don't know and I know a lot of people are like, oh no, he's a good wrestler, and I understand your point as well. But it's not like all those takeover matches back in the day weren't meticulously planned out.
Yeah.
It's not like, Jade Cargill's matches aren't meticulously planned out to amplify her strength. So that's not necessarily, I don't view that necessarily as a knock. And I do think that if the guy is committed to doing this long term, eventually he will be able to lead people to really good matches. I just think he's like kind of a terrible human being. So I don't really give a shit if he ends up being a really great wrestler, man. I still don't want to see him on my television.
We
Full
can
disclosure.
agree on that.
There you go. So yeah, but yeah, a 3-star match. This is a 3-star match, regardless of his level of preparation or not.
Yeah, 3-star match.
Yeah. Anyways, that's gonna do it for our star ratings for Saturday night's main event. So yeah, join us tomorrow here on the channel. We'll be doing our star ratings for AEW's Double or Nothing. And yeah, that's going to do it for the show. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Let us know what you guys gave your star ratings for this match in the comments below. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.